Okay, hi everyone. What I'm gonna do with this YouTube video is go over the peer editing assignment. What I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna go through like the introduction and all that, so you can read that on your own. What I am going to do is I'm going to focus mostly on the essay instruction and the formatting, the materials that you're gonna need, and then the essay structure, and go over the structure itself. Okay. Um, yeah, so I've already posted the assignment onto Canvas today, and you'll have until March 8th, I believe, to submit the final draft of the peer editing essay that you're going to do. But what you're going to submit to me next week, and I'll show you where I wrote that in the handout, is that you're going to submit to me a cleaned up version of the notes that you've taken about the assigned reading. And tomorrow I'm going to assign the readings to everyone. Okay, so I already have them coded. I already gotten removed any identifying information so that no one really would know whose paper is who unless you started talking and then sharing content. Then you might figure out like who has whose paper. Okay. All right. So let me start with the essay instruction. So organization is essential. Organizing is a lifelong process. Organizing things begins with questioning, and we'll discuss the issue of questioning later because there is a module that I'll post about asking questions and the type of questions, and then to figure out when you ask the question, sometimes the answer is embedded within the context of the question. Okay. All right. And then you might ask yourself, why is this necessary? What would I get out of doing this? What do I want to do in life? Asking questions is needed to begin organizing things: a home, a relationship, a society, a civilization. In each process of asking questions to organize, questions help identify an issue, and questioning can help approach and establish a response to a situation. So, what you're going to be doing for this particular assignment is that you're going to take the role of an editor and then pretend that the assigned essay that you're going to receive tomorrow through Canvas is a submission that has been done by a researcher, and they want you to review the essay for the publication that you're editor of. Okay, so like that's the general context of this assignment. Right. So then as you're reading, I want you to pay attention to how the essay structure, the presentation, the formatting, everything. So your job is literally to assess and the clarity in how the paper itself is presented to you. Right. Okay. So just let me continue. So a writer has to think about organization, order, and presenting information, as well as how they will write their manuscript. When you begin to write an assessment of the manuscript you are assigned, you are engaging in a process where writers and editors work with the manuscript for eventual publication. For this assignment, you are in the position of the editor. You are looking for how effectively the writer conveys their point in the assigned essay. This exercise also shows you how to do an academic assessment and critique, which is important because, as I mentioned, I think I mentioned this before in a prior video or in a write up in the modules, that my expectation for students that take me is that I do expect you to apply to graduate school and to prepare yourself for going to graduate school. And this is the first step in that process, at least from my perspective. Okay. So that's why I sort of structure the things the way that I structure it to get you used to that type of work. Right. Okay. So like that's like I mentioned earlier. So you're going to be the editor, and that assigned essay is sort of the submission to your journal. Okay. Oops, sorry about that. Okay. Um, okay. This peer editing essay is organized in two phases. Phase one of the peer editing exercise will involve you working as the editor, and then phase two will be a reflective essay on the work you had done editing your peer's manuscript. More on what you are working on uh, is written below. Okay, so basically, this is what I mean. So phase one is where you're going to assess the paper that I'm going to submit to you through Canvas, right? And then you should receive a notification from Canvas that I submitted something to you on the link that you submitted your work to, your initial essay to me about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. Now, if you had not submitted an assignment to me when I requested about 2 weeks ago, for those people, or at least randomly, I'm going to submit a chapter from a book that I'm working on, and you're going to edit it. But I'm going to give you which pages that you're going to focus. I'm not going to expect you to read like a whole 30, 40 pages of a chapter. So I'm just going to assign a certain section of the chapter that I'm working on. Okay. And you're going to go through the same process, be critical, be mindful, and thoughtful in terms of your assessment. Okay. And then the second phase, that what you're going to do is you're going to write a reflective essay, writing down your experience doing the editing, your experience of how you assess the paper, and the way that you're going to go about doing that is that you're going to, and I also have that written here in the prompt, that you're going to have to take notes, annotate, right? Write down responses to the paper, because all that is going to be data that you're going to use to write the final stage of this editing exercise. Okay. All right. So then go to the formatting. So the formatting of this paper is the following. It's going to be between 7 to 10 pages long, and it's going to be double spaced. You're going to use 12-point font, no other font. Use Times New Roman, no other font. 1 inch margins, and provide a works cited page at the end of the essay. A works cited page begins on a separate page from the last page of your manuscript, because a works cited page does not go at the end of the essay on the last paragraph and sentence that you wrote in the essay. A works cited page starts on the following page or next page. Okay. Now, and if your essay is not formatted according to these specifications, I will deduct points. Right. Again, I'm trying to prepare you for graduate school, even though that you may not like it or think about you're going to go to grad school. That's still my standard. Okay. Um, all right. But also pay attention to this, because this is important. When you're ready to submit your manuscript of your peers edited essay, you are ready, and are ready to submit your work. Save the essay as a PDF, right? Because saving it as a PDF will preserve the formatted essay as it was originally written and saved by you. Because if you don't save it as a PDF and you upload your essay as a Word document or a page document, if you have an Apple computer, or if you use Google Docs, when you upload the paper onto Canvas, it will distort the format, right? And if it's distorted, I'm going to deduct points, because I've already advised and warned that I want everyone to save the essay, or the peer editing essay, as a PDF, because that will save the integrity of your essay, and ensure that I do not deduct points from your essay. So I'm trying to make sure to put the odds in your favor. All right, even though that it may not necessarily appear that way. Okay. And again, so I know I haven't said it, but if you have any questions, please let me know, because I cannot help you if you do not let me know that you have any points of clarification. You can do it either by email, or you can stop by during my virtual office hours, or you can send me an email and we could set up a Zoom meeting. Right. So then you should use me as a resource, and don't look at me or any other professor as an obstacle or someone that's just assigning busy work. Learn how to use your professors as a resource to ensure that you do well in any course that you're taking at Dominguez Hills. Okay? All right, now the materials. So then the materials are that you're going to use Richard Paul and Linda Elder's books, both of them. The mini guide to critical thinking, concepts and tools, as well as Richard Paul and Linda Elder's How to Write a Paragraph, the Art of Substantive Writing. And then what you should also, sorry about that, what you also should have next to you or on your computer or laptop or whatever device you're writing this essay is have a physical or online copy of a dictionary and or a thesaurus, as well as use excuse me, be able to access Purdue Owl, which is an online writing lab that is sponsored by Purdue University. I definitely suggest that you go to Purdue Owl, and you could just write the link in Purdue Owl in the search engine, and it'll be the first uh, of the prompts. Okay, sorry about that. Okay. So I'm going to stop it here, and then I'm going to go over the essay structure.